Hello and welcome to Mindful Living, where we explore the art of living with the intention, balance, and inner peace. I am Avik, your host, guiding you through conversations on health, meditation, mental well being, mindfulness, and the mind body connection. Each episode features expert insights to help you grow, heal, and thrive. So, take a deep breath, relax, and join us on this journey to a more mindful and fulfilling life. So, let's get started.
Hello and welcome back, listeners, to the Mindful Living podcast. I'm your host, Sana. Today, we are diving into a truly transformative story with Cathy Baillargeon, the powerhouse behind Virtual Cathy. Now, Kathy is not only an expert in business consulting and virtual assistance, listeners, but she also embarked on a deeply personal journey toward better health at the height of building her business empire. Now, imagine reaching your highest weight at the same time you are juggling the demands of running a successful company. Sounds overwhelming, right? I totally agree with that. But Kathy didn't let it stop her. She used this challenge as a fuel to build a healthier, more balanced life. And today she's here on the Mindful Living to share the mindsets and the lessons that helped her thrive over the past 3 years. Now, this conversation is for anyone looking to turn obstacles into opportunities. So, let's jump in and learn from Kathy's inspiring journey. So, Kathy, welcome to the show, and it is an absolute pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here.
So, Kathy, can you take us back to the moment when you realized it was the time to prioritize your health? What was that spark that got you started on this journey?
Absolutely. It was when I was nearing my big 4-0 and I was being put on high blood pressure medication. I
Mm,
had reached the highest I have ever had in terms of my weight. And I was just simply unhappy in my body, how I moved. And
mhm,
I'm not somebody who, has ever really, I played sports as a kid. Was
mhm,
never incredibly active, but, it was just tough to
mm,
handle the stress of business and growth and scaling it, along with my just my downturning health ultimately.
mm. So it was majorly the stress as well. You were not able to prioritize yourself at that time.
That's correct. Yes, I was completely overwhelmed, and business was all encompassing, and I had never really put my health in the forefront, but knew that I really needed to. As I continued to climb up in age, and I just realized that this was not going to get any easier, and business was not going to be slowing down anytime soon.
Mm,
And that was kind of like, okay, I really do need to get this not only under control, but I really want health to be one of the values that I hold, not only for myself, but
mhm.
for my company and for my family as well.
Definitely, definitely. I totally can relate to it. And, realizing it actually helps us in a long run. So, thank you
Mhm.
so much for sharing your journey with all of us. And, I'm very sure there are a lot of takeaways our listeners can take away from this conversation. So, you know, balancing personal goals and business responsibilities, it can be tricky. At least, I find it, and you as well. How did you manage to make space for health and wellness while running Virtual Cathy at full speed?
I realized this was kind of one of the mindsets that I really attached myself to.
Mm-hmm.
I have, in my business journey, being a part of my business community, I have noticed some of the most successful people that I've known
Mm-hmm.
always prioritize time for themselves. Not, and I'm not talking about hobbies. I'm not talking about downtime. I'm talking about going to the gym, taking care of themselves, eating healthy. It was a priority for them to move their body every single day, to work out. And I realized, like, I want to be a successful person, right? And even if I gained success in business, that's not going to mean much when my health is deteriorating. And so I remember driving to my the fitness studio that I started working out at. Found something that I loved that really pushed me, motivated me to. But the true motivation that I kind of held on, the belief, was
Mm-hmm.
successful people take care of themselves. Successful people work out and make time to do this every day. And so I was waking up at 4 a.m., 5 o'clock, to go to the gym before my work day began. And I did that for the last 3 years. And it became so habitual that I can't even imagine not going and taking care of myself at the very beginning of each day.
These are some healthy addictions, actually.
Yes, yes. And that
And
was another one too, where business became kind of like, I think, with any kind of passion that you have, whether it's in business, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a sport, it is okay to have like a healthy obsession. And I knew that in the way that I did with my business and how I grew it, I had to be obsessed, right? With that
mm,
healthy obsession. This was nothing different. And I had to get that healthy obsession in working out every day, doing what I was doing to be active, to remain active.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, Kathy, some people argue that focusing on personal goals while leading a business is selfish, potentially taking time and energy away from company's growth. And so how would you respond to that perspective?
Wow. What an interesting thought that it is selfish to take care of yourself.
Mhm.
I mean, we're talking an hour and a half a day. That if you aren't able to take an hour and a half a day to further your health, to focus on it, and that could look like a variety of different things, right? It could
Mm,
look like meditation. It doesn't necessarily have to mean you're, sweating at the gym. I think, I believe with the employees that I have, it was so important for me to lead by example. I have a business where people want to work for my agency because they want to have that work-life balance
right.
and the ability to work remotely. I give that to them. But what does it all mean when your health deteriorates and you're incredibly stressed out, overwhelmed at all times?
Exactly.
It's what kind of life do you want to lead on any given day if you can't take an hour and a half for yourself? You do
Mm,
so much. Like, what about the rest of, your work day, all those hours that you dedicate to it? It seems like such an all or nothing mindset that I don't know how healthy that kind of mindset could be, at least long term.
mm, yeah, that's true. And in your journey, Kathy, were there any unexpected lessons or discoveries about yourself or your work habits that you uncovered along the way?
Yeah, absolutely. One of which is, I think that with social media and the way that we view somebody's progress, whether it's in business or in health, a
Mhm.
lot of times things seem so overnight. right?
Right.
Where, oh my gosh, your business just blew up overnight, or you've gotten so far in such a short amount of time, or you lost so much weight overnight, when in actuality you put in so much work and effort in over time, where nobody's really seeing those results until one day it's noticeable, and then to them it's overnight, right? And so to be patient with myself and not get discouraged day after day if I don't necessarily see um, those changes that I would like to see, and it's not going as fast as I'd like. It's funny because both health as well as business, there's so many measurements that you can use to determine the health of your business or yourself, right? And so leaning on different measurements, milestones, benchmarks is essential for both to see, okay, while I might not necessarily see a lot of change in the scale over this course of time, I've lost a bunch of inches all over my body. And so to be able to realize, okay, maybe the goal that I have isn't the right goal. Goals can change. So that's
Exactly.
one thing that I definitely learned,
Mm,
both business and health. Goals can change. Are
right.
you focusing on the right goal? Are there any other measurements that you can use to determine if there's improvement and change?
Definitely. I totally agree with, goals can change. Goals are adjustable. So that's a great point. Great takeaway. And we all have moments of self-doubt, especially,
Yes.
when making major changes. I think that's the point where we suffer from major procrastination. Instead of taking action, we keep on having that fear of risking it all or making those major shifts in our life. So, how did you handle moments when you felt unmotivated or maybe questioned your progress?
That's when I really leaned into the community that I had built, especially on so I joined a studio, a fitness studio,
Mhm.
and throughout the time there, created a really wonderful community for myself. They say that you can have accountability with, or what is it? What is it? It is, you can have um, community without, or accountability without. Oh gosh, you know what? I'm gonna read this. It's good. It's good. I need to let me look this up real quick
Yep.
because this is it. You can have community without
Uh-huh.
accountability, but you can't have accountability without community. And
Oh.
so when I was feeling unmotivated, feeling discouraged, I would lean on my community that I had built. And again,
Mhm.
you have communities in business, you have communities in your personal life, as well as, why wouldn't you have a community for your health? And so if I'm feeling down, frustrated, I talk with them. They encourage me every day to show up, that they can see a change, a difference, and they're rooting for me. And that's if I can't believe in myself for a moment, I can
Mhm.
lean on their belief in me.
Definitely. That's a beautiful thought about community and accountability. Lovely.
Mhm.
And your journey seems to have impacted both your life and business. So, how has focusing on health influenced the way you approach leadership and supporting others in their own journeys?
Ooh, absolutely, yeah. Well, I knew that if I'm struggling with this, other people are struggling, my team, whether it's health goals, it didn't have to match mine, right?
Mhm.
But I felt as a leader, I should share my journey as I was more active, and hopefully that would encourage them if that was something that they were really wanting more of in their own life. that they would be willing to share. And that, again, kind of builds that community that we already have as a company, but it could lend into other areas of their life.
Yep, that makes sense. So, mindset is a powerful tool, especially when it comes to overcoming challenges. So, before we wrap up, Kathy, could you share some of the key mindset shifts that helped you stay focused on your goals, both for health and business?
Yes, absolutely. One is it helped in both health and business. Good enough is the mindset that I felt really got me to that next level. We are always striving for perfection, right? And so a lot of times our perfection can really hinder us and hold us back in life and business. And so sometimes good enough looks like going to the gym, walking the treadmill for 20 minutes and going home. It's that can be your good enough for the day. Good enough might be if you're, maybe you didn't eat the right thing. Not, I don't want to say the right thing, but maybe you were feeling guilty about what you ate the night before. Maybe you had a healthy breakfast that day and that could be your good enough. And then you try again the next day. Like, don't allow that discouragement to overcome everything and really derail your progress. Good enough in business is, sometimes you just need to send, maybe not take a half hour to write an email. Sometimes you just need to send the email and move on with your life instead of spending another half hour trying to word it just perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
Great, Kathy. That was such a beautiful conversation. And finally, if our listeners they want to connect with you and explore more about your journey and your insights on balancing, harmonizing health and business, or holistically in their own lives, how they can do that.
You can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Cathy Baillargeon. It's a bit of a fun thing to spell, but and then if Facebook is more your thing, please again find me there. And that's where I share a little bit of everything. So
Great. We'll have all the links and details mentioned for our listeners. And Kathy, what an inspiring conversation it was. You have, helped us realize right from balancing health goals with business demands, also to discovering life-changing mindsets that it's possible to thrive in both personal and professional realms, even when the road seems challenging. So, thank you so much for coming on the show.
thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Listeners, Kathy's journey is a powerful reminder for all of us that prioritizing wellness can actually fuel success in unexpected ways. So, whether you are a business owner, a wellness warrior, or simply someone looking to make positive changes in your life, Kathy's story has given us all plenty to think about. So, if you enjoyed this conversation, be sure to hit subscribe and tune in next time for more empowering conversations like this on mindful living. Don't forget to connect with Kathy. You can refer to the show notes along with this episode. And keep growing, keep thriving, and a little self care can go a long way in creating the life you want. Until next time, stay mindful. Thank you.